Okay, we're back in the game. The Bangilian Deeps. Visit all these places. Undoubtedly there's more here. I have a very strong recollection of that. I'll visit the small camp and then go to Quintarra. We can do explorations later and we might find the locations of places by talking to people. So we don't want to spend a significant amount of time wandering around the wilderness. We've done that in the early parts of the game quite enough. We do need to find a shopkeeper soon, so Quintarra might actually be a good place to go. Really, you dropped your weapon again and you wounded yourself. Jesus Christ, you're terrible. Absolutely god awful. Pick your sword at least. Go there, pick it. Usually they pick all kinds of crap they find on the ground. But he doesn't appear to be picking his own weapon. Which is just fantastic. Shit. Pox on you. Okay. Why do you have poppy flowers? The shaman staff. Away there. Why does it have to be this painful? They've all been slaughtered, whoever they were. Some kind of noble. Nice suit. And an elegant dress. Oh my god. Mystic ropes. Damage resistance plus 0, all other resistances plus 35. Interesting robe. But the problem is that damage resistance is really the most important one. On the other hand, I would be only vulnerable to electrical after that. You would use your spells to and teleportation ability even to get distance from the enemy, and then all their long range abilities would be pretty much inconsequential. But I still think it's a bad choice to take. If you encounter something like an archer, then you're totally screwed. Okay, Quintarra. We will be traveling there again because we haven't been... Golden Bear. We haven't been in this part of the world yet, so... We use the teleportation mostly when we have to travel or between places to complete quests. Because at that point I don't think it really contributes anything of value. Elf Villager. Greetings, Outlander. Welcome to the elven city of Quintarra. Greetings to you. Welcome, Elf Sister. It is good to see one of our kind visit the sacred tree city. Feel free to walk her path and enjoy her. You may pass. Let's take a look at the map. And very inconveniently done city. Seems to be over floating in the air. Well, it's not that large though, so that's good. It's pretty much letter H shape with one extra. Those be houses or shops. Those are different types. We'll go here. I want to find shops immediately. Probably not. Yeah. There will be a seller in front if it's a shop. Yes. Nice to make your acquaintance. Good elf, might I ask who you are? As with most elves, I have a very long name, but in your tongue I'm called Element. What do you do here in Quintarra? I'm a craftsman, madam. I work with wood and metal to create objects of magic, weapons and talismans, the occasional piece of decorative jewelry. We all play our part here in Quintarra, and that is mine. I can see where you get wood, but where do you get metal? Well, I have many suppliers. We trade often in Stillwater when the need arises, but just lately I've run out of mithril. You know anything about that metal, you know that it's rare. I'm having trouble finding new source, and many of my objects are incomplete without it. Yeah, I just happen to have some mithril right here. Really? The only place I know to obtain mithril is in the caves of the Wheel Clan. Well done. I'm offering a magical bow in trade. Sure. That's impressive, my friend. The dwarves of the Wheel Clan are reclusive at best. You must be quite an individual to have gained their trust. Here, take this bow in payment. You're welcome in my shop anytime. Okay, we need to... we need to take over these. We need the space. Hate doing this. How much space does this bow take? Did he identify? Yeah, that's wonderful. At least the bastard identified the item before giving it to me. Speed 20. That's great. Damage 1 to 10, critical plus 50 to animals. Range 20. It's an incredibly fast bow. It's not terribly good. We have no range weapon skills, but still the speed is 20, so very nice. Let us spot her, sir. Elven Hunter's Bow. Yeah, it's an Elven Hunter's Bow, basically. Even chainmail. Small oil thieves. Elven. And spring water. Nothing new. Bullets. That's a surprise. Bandages. 10 uses. Yeah, very surprised about that. Yeah. Yeah. The prices are terrible. The prices are terrible. Absolutely terrible prices. I know I shouldn't care, but I do. Well, one villager. There has to be others here who do this shop business thing. I think we'll... Might I ask you your name? Of course, I'm known as Cullen Enriel in the Elven tongue. However, you may call me Fawn. Give you greeting, Cullen Enriel. Might I inquire your position? Oh, forgive me for not telling you before. I'm accustomed to everyone knowing my position. I'm the Master Healer. I'm here to help all those in need of restoration. Oh, what a pleasure to meet you, great lady. Could I ask you a favor? We barter, sir. Hmm. Trade armor. You don't miss chainmail. We... Yeah, they don't sell anything that great. Okay, this is now we're getting some decent prices here. Yeah, this guy, he has only 1615 money though, so he can't buy many items, not even a single scroll. We'll sell Magic Traveler's Cloak. It's better than Mystic Tropes. It's a lot better. Yeah. Hmm. Need the inventory space first and foremost. Take the Shaman Staff. Yeah, he has 513 gold coins. Ring of Dark Magics. And 100 gold anymore. Yeah, she's basically broke. Why is it this hard? Why is it this hard to get rid of your loot? Who are you? The elven woman smiles. Although still very beautiful, her eyes betray a great age and wisdom, as well as the lively spark of retained youth. Of course, in your tongue I'm called Whisperer. Might I ask who you are, madam? Yes, of course, I'm Melian. It's a pleasure to meet you, Melian. What brings you to Quintarra? I'll tell her the truth. She is silent for the moment. So all of your adventures started when you walked from the wreckage of that, what did you call it, a blimp? Yes. She smiles warmly, taking your hand in hers. That is quite a tale, and I appreciate your trusting me with it. I'd like to give you something as well, perhaps to aid you in the coming days. She hands you a small gem. Might help you to, well, become a little less conspicuous. Conspicuous. What do you do here in Quintarra, Whisper? I suppose you could call me... She leans in to whisper to you. A scientist. Shh. If anyone heard me say that here, I'd be thrown to the forest floor. She laughed good-heartedly. Scientist, what is it that you're studying, Whisper? Well, I'm studying the local wildlife. There are many strange and magical creatures in the Glimmering Forest. No one has really ever taken the time to catalog them all, study their unique characteristics. I'm doing so. Yeah, what creatures are you studying right now? Right now I'm cataloging all of the different types of will-o'-the-wisps according to their particular essence. Almost finished, but I can't seem to gather a sample from the rare Voller wisp. What's a Voller's wisp? Voller's wisp is a special kind of willow wisp, very rare and typically hostile. You can tell them by their blue hue. Will-o'-the-wisps come in all colors, but only Voller's wisp is blue. I've had the most difficult time finding one and gathering its essence. What do you mean by essence? Well, certainly. What do you mean by essence? Some will-o'-wisps, when they die, leave behind what is known as their essence. It's a physical manifestation of their magical properties. Sometimes it is used in magical potions and poisons. We have an apothecary here in Quintarra, Mr. Sharp, who specializes in those sort of things. And perhaps I might be of assistance? Yes, perhaps you could at that. I've been very busy here, and I haven't been able to go out wisp hunting. If you were to bring me some essence, Volos wisps, I could offer you a magical scroll. Would you be interested in something like that? Yes, sure. I'm not really interested. But I don't see any harm in taking the quest either. It just looks badly like I might have to teleport away from here just to do some shopping or basically selling my crap. And actually I'm very glad I took the teleportation at this point. It has to be turned again, doesn't it? It has the shops. That's the reason I have to come back here. Has the shops. And I dislike the fact that it has the shops very much. Go to the general store, see if we can dump something on them. Anything. Ooh, black diamonds. Yeah. Geodes? That's okay too. Take all the gems. No, don't sell the mysterious gem. I have no idea where I get that. I haven't used the potions of haste though. I don't plan to take the temporal spells, so I guess I'll keep the potion of haste. I just should use them when the difficult battles are arrive, but I always forget. Increases damage resistance. I haven't used these at all. I'm sure they're wonderful, but I'm not gonna save so many because I don't use them. And again, heal poison. I'll keep 2. The reason I want to keep them is if I ever run out of magic or can't use magic, I can still get rid of poison. I suspect it's sort of a wasted slot though. Same with the greater healing. I should replace them with Morgana's Tears. Same with the healed poisons. Light fatigue restoration, yeah, not that great. Yeah, things are looking much better already. Let's see this guy's inventory. There's something we need to get rid of. Yeah, we can sell those. Reason being that we can now teleport around, so if we find a new guy who's in need of a shield, it's simpler to just teleport to a city that sells shields instead of trying to carry shields with you every place. How much money do we have? 55,000. The only reason we have so much money is because we don't have to do any buying. Is the magical recharge happens on its own, and the magical balls aren't that expensive. If you play a technology-oriented character, that you'll happily buy everything that you can turn into ammunition. Buy the Morgana's Tears, a couple of fatigue potions, sell the scrolls of resurrection and divine magic, scroll of sense alignment, yeah, definitely. Vitality of air, get away from me. I'll keep one exiting because I don't think you can get that in spell form, or at least I've missed it totally. If you can. And we have 60,000. We could probably stop doing this entirely. If we find a weapon we don't have no use for, we could just throw it away and not be in any sort of trouble. The thing is, I'm not wired to do that. I can't just let them away. Oh, arcane hacks. Oh, arcane gauntlets. These have a good damage resistance, so they are no way bad. We found a thematic oriented companion. This would be great. Hey, what about this? Not so... no, not interested. Of course you aren't. I am interested in getting rid of them though. Has to be the junk dealer again. We should probably see Mr. Bates though. We forgot to visit him at all, I think. After visiting the Isle of Despair, we went straight for the Wheel Clan. We'll keep the gloves. You can go up that ring. If we need invisibility at some point, that would be... yeah, we'll keep it. Okay, we'll visit Miss... And we'll visit Gilbert Bates and then teleport back to Quintarra. I'm not sure what good it will do. Zag is already level 12. Think of how good he could have been if we would have gotten him earlier. He'll definitely get strength bonus to 20. I think at that point the damage bonus you get will basically double, so that's gonna be a huge damage boost. A wasted opportunity, but it's not like it'll cripple us in any way.
You have returned! Tell me, what news?
I've talked with Lord Quare of the Weird Clan.
What did he tell you?
He said the elves did the actual banishing.
They allowed elves to banish dwarves? What in the name of all that is holy is happening to this world?
He was pretty upset about it as well.
Well, what do the elves have to say about all of this?
Departing. Yep. Let's go ask. That's so convenient. Okay, we need to talk to the cards. Otherwise we can't pass. Ma'am, what is it? Okay, who are you? Swift. You're an adventurer, are you not? Yes, as a matter of fact I am. What do you ask? Pray tell, have you ever been to that fabulous city known as Tarrant? Yes, I've visited there. Would you be interested in that job as a guide? Okay, what did you have in mind? I'll pay you 300 coins to bring me safely to Tarrant. Okay. Ooh, I get to go to Tarrant, I'm so excited. She begins leaping up and down and then hugs you. Okay, are you prepared to leave right now? Ah. Wow. That makeup is really bad. I think she's just a temporary companion, and if I don't take her to Tarrant, she'll leave after a while anyway. So thank you for bringing me here. I suppose I'll be on my way. Here's your coin. Not too much of a hassle for us. Okay, let's try this again. Possibly some kind of an elven lavatory system. Seems inconsiderate to crap on the people down below though. What's your name? My name is Mr. Wind, the master of the hunt. It's a pleasure to meet you. He looks at the sky. He seems somewhat distracted. The pleasure is mine. You said you were master of the hunt. We have a group of hunters who supply Quintarra with food and other supplies. I am their commander. How many hunters are there in Quintarra? Well, we are a small community here. We never have need for more than 3 or 4 hunters at any given time. Say, do you happen to know the hour? Sure. He only half hears you. I'm very worried. There's a hunter who left here yesterday and hasn't returned. Normally I'd not be concerned, but he was hunting in the forest near the dark fens. There are strange things in those swamps. Hey, could I help? Would you? I need to go on another hunt, but I could tell you where he was hunting, and you could travel there. I'm sure it's nothing, but I get worried about my hunters. If you could see to it that he's safely on his way home, I could offer you some elven chainmail. Sure. Thank you so very much. I can mark your map in the general area where he was hunting. Oh, the Better Khan village. We'll go there first, because we want to restore our fatigue. The Lizard Man! Excuse me, a Better Khan. That's a totally different thing. You must speak with Kankerai. Okay, there's our elf villager. Heartstone! We have the key. Yeah. Our dexterity gloves would be destroyed pretty soon. I have to we'll go to Steel Warrior after doing what is we need to do here. Talk to him. Who was I supposed to meet? Hey, were you? A lot of different colored Bidokans. Okay, are you a lizard guard? Bidokan guard. What's the difference between a lizard and a Bidokan? Or did someone actually? Yeah, I think they're all just lizardmen, but someone decided, yeah, let's call them Bidokan. Not everyone got the memo, so they're still lizard guards. I love that. Trying to sort of not accepting the obvious name for your unit, so have to come up with something new. The creature before you is covered in scales, with a large mouth full of sharp teeth. Eyes of the coldest silver, various tattoos cover much of its body. Warm blood betrayer, offspring murderer, what brings you here? What death do you bring? What lies will you tell? Kankerai stands before you. My power is greater than yours. Yeah, I'm sorry. Have we met before? I've never seen your kind. I know you, betrayer. I know all your faces, warm blood. All the same. All liars and murderers. All bringers of death. Listen, perhaps you should tell me what's going on here. You know, warm blood, pits lined with teeth of metal, nets to catch the woman, your weapons of flash and pain. You hunt well, the children and the old, but Kankerai is no such easy target. Face me, warm blood. Are your people being hunted? Hunted? Yes, our women and offspring, the old ones. Now Kankerai will hunt. I have already captured the pale, sharp-eared warm blood, bound him with my power. You will be next, and then Kankerai will go on to the warm blood tree village and burn it to the ground. Do you think the elf was hunting your people? You mean Sharpear? Pale warm blood? We captured him, sneaking into our swamps, planning more death with his weapons and his strange ways. But Kankerai fell upon him. My ways were greater than his, and I brought him back here, tied like a fruit of the hunt. These sharp ear, the sharp ear, why does it, these, the sharp ear, did he attack you? No, but they come to the dark fence with weapons and powerful words. Why have they come here? They have their trees and their forest. Why do they come to our swamps? Always it has been this way with the warm blood. always wanting more, always bringing ruin. The elves, they have brought ruin. He stops for a moment considering. No, Sharptears have not killed Bedo Khan before, nor have they ruined the land. Are not easy prey, Warmblood. A hunter in different skin is still a hunter, and Kankere does not quietly. Hold a moment, neither the elves nor I have done you harm. He's silent. Yes, the words you speak are true, Warmblood, but his hand moves to his sword. That does not mean that you will not. Agreed. I'm called Melian. He inclines his head stiffly, and I am Kankarai, chieftain of the Bedo Khan. What brings you to our village, Warmblood? Have you come in defense of this elf? Yes, I believe you're imprisoning him wrongly. What know you of their ways? You assume that elves are innocent and Bedo Khan are evil? I know this. All Warmbloods think like you. They fear the cold blood ways. They see us as beasts, devoid of love or reason. Okay, please forgive me, I mean no offense. What has happened here? You would hear our story? Very well. As I've said, the Bedo Khan have lived in the dark fens for as long as the seasons have turned, and for all that time we have kept to ourselves. We knew of the elves, but they harmed us not, and we accepted their natural place. But something happened. You said your people were hunted. Yes, 4 winters ago Warmbloods came to our swamps and set out things of death and shot us with their weapons and collected the bodies of the dead. Yeah, who were these Warmbloods? You said they were not elves. They were like elves, but a little darker and not as tall. They had no words of power, but they had strange weapons and they rode strange beasts made of wood. I see, men in wagons. Where did they come from? From the south. They came from the south, over the mountains and into the dark fens. The lands cried out wherever they touch it. They know not the way of the land or the cold blood ways, nor do they care. What did you say these men did with the bodies of your people? Pankera is silent for a moment. You can see the anger seething in his silver eyes. They skinned them, Melian. They skinned our elders and our children and our women, and then threw their remains into the swamps. No rites of passage, no guide to the snake fathers. Yeah. Yes, I've heard the Bedo Khan hides make excellent luggage. Yeah, dear God, poachers, I'm very sorry. I believe you're worse, Melian. Perhaps you are different. Perhaps you might be able to see the cold visions. I would regret having to make war on all of the Warmbloods if there's even one like you among them. I will do so nonetheless. Wow, make war, but it's only these men. Yes, but there's a price in Warmblood that must be paid. Men will die, and then all of their offspring until there are none left. Only this will quiet the fury of the Snake Fathers, else are Warmbloods. They will die as well. You must allow me to convince you otherwise. No, there are no words to turn me from my course. Whom I must make upon the Warmbloods, unless... Unless what? You can pay the price demanded by the Snake Fathers, Melian. If a Warmblood was to kill those responsible, then I would not have to wage war against them all. The cold blood ways allow this retribution. If you kill these poachers, I will free the elf and turn from the ways of war. Yeah, we'll do this. You will? Bedagan seems surprised. Good. Here's where the men were last seen. He points to a place on your map not far from where you are. Kill all of the men. Return to me. Okay. Poacher camp. Where's the actual location? There. Ah, some good-natured murdering coming up. Talk to them. I'm just a hired hand. Yeah, it doesn't really. Hello there, lassie. Strange place to be out walking. You mind telling me what you're doing out here? Yes, I've come here to kill you. Is that so? Might I ask you why? Been sent here by the better Khan. Huh, we've a bloody lizard lover here, boys. The people like you only live in the big cities, are crying over the poor lizards, while you're wearing boots made of their worthless hides. Brave last words, murderer. Prepare for death. He laughs again, even louder. Look, lassie, I have a better idea. Why don't you tell me where those lizards are, and I'll pay you a handsome fee. Let's call it 1,000 gold pieces. You must be joking. I'll split your skull for even thinking it. Ha, we'll skin you too, lassie. Get her, boys. He's now they're armed with guns. Robert Milton. Butchers. Uh, Snake of insects. We can't escape them because they're probably range combat units. So want to reduce a little bit of their action points, especially him because he likely has the best weapons. He's dead. Yeah, they're no match for us. And he's dead too. Gar's leather, hunting rifle. Okay, we've lost spell slots again. Yeah, we carried those items. Needed the space. Maybe we should loot this guy. Might have the key. No. Elephant gun. Damage 20 to 50. Jesus. Uses 2 bullets. And all chainmail. Yeah, that's a good gun. I'm not gonna take it though. It's not like I can enter the technology shops and sell it. Ah, wasted potential. I think that's it. Yeah. So. Level up. Intelligence. Yep. One more point and we should get the extra slot here. It's not a mandatory thing, I think. We could manage with 2, but it allows us a bit of a room to do multiple things in hard places. with 2 we're very, very limited what we can do. With 3 we don't have to worry about it so much. Yeah, I've killed the poachers, Kanikarai. You have? Good. Perhaps the warm blood heart is not evil. Perhaps it does know what is right and what is wrong. Your actions have freed the elf and averted war between mankind and the better kind, warm blood. Make sure to speak with the elf before you leave and tell him he's free to go. Even I guilt deserved it. Yes, I agree. As you might dream the reptilian dream one day, Million. I wish you luck in your travels. Okay, it wasn't a bad quest. I thank you, stranger. I'm going back to Quintarra. I recommend you do the same. Wait until morning. I don't want to play the game during night. It's hard enough to see without that. To see you. I found the lost elven hunter. Yes, he returned here and told me of what happened with the Bitter Khan. Elves of Quintarra are indebted to you, friend. Please take the armor I promised you in payment for your brave actions. Goodbye. Good luck to you. Yeah, it's not really that great. I will have to do a little bit more traveling now. So, forgive about that. We need to get the magical gloves fixed. Trade goods. Do you have anything of use? No. Oh, but this way it doesn't take entire 15 minutes to do simple things in this game anymore. We'll talk to more elves. We have to find the Silver Lady. We'll keep exploring and talking to the elves anyway, even if we find the Silver Lady. The quest seems to be very, well, relatively easy and fast to complete. Hey, wizard, get out of my house, fool! We found Mr. T. Yeah, do you have some sort of problem I could help you with? Oh, one of those, eh? Raph doesn't need some imbecilic adventurer mucking around in his business. Leave me be. Try and force to smite you, fool. Your name is Raph. Yeah, that is fitting. How many times must I ask you to leave me be? You need to control yourself, sir. Alright, alright. What a dwarf wizard. Wow, that's stupid. dwarves have a natural affinity towards magic, so yeah, trying to turn that into a magical affinity, it's no good. It doesn't really work. It's a unless you have a strong role-playing reason, you absolutely want to play that. And there's nothing good, only downsides. And I'm surprised to see a dwarf here. This is my home. What do you wish to of me? What is a dwarf doing in Quintarra? What a better place to train in the ways of magic. You're a mage. That is a bit unusual, is it not? I've been drawn towards magic for my entire life. Like most dwarves, I had no affinity for things of a technological nature. So that's why I live here. I'm under a tutorial agreement to my teacher, Brad. I'm unable to leave until my contract is finished. I spoke with Brad. He's extremely bitter. He's the most bitter elf you could ever hope to encounter, and my contract runs until the end of his life. In exchange for training in the magical arts, I agreed to serve him, but that bitter elf can last another 2, possibly 300 years. What did you agree? No elf wanted to take a dwarf as an apprentice. It was the best offer I could get. It wasn't bad at first when Brad was simply surly. Over the past 50 years or so he's become increasingly bitter and difficult to work for. I do not know what I will do if I can't convince him to release me soon. He just leave. I would never dishonor myself or so. The only thing that can release me besides his death is his word. Perhaps I could convince him to release you. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Thank you for the offer, but your interference would only serve to anger him, which would lead to greater torments for myself at his hands. So, what places we haven't actually visited? This one. And high-level guards.
Greetings, stranger. What is it you need?
Companion. I'm sorry, I don't believe we've met.
No, you're correct. We've never met.
This elven woman looks at you evenly. Her skin is light, almost translucent, with hair of dark crimson, almost black. She is beautiful, but very severe. Okay, what's your name, madam?
My name is very old and very long. Perhaps it would be best if you simply called me Raven.
Hey, interesting. Do you have a moment?
Of course.
Ask a few questions.
Certainly. How can I help you?
I'd like to speak with the Silver Lady.
The Silver Lady? Oh, you mean my mother. That's quite a request, and one not so easily granted.
Even for an elf? I mean, I am one of you.
That might very well be. But you're not from here, and I'm very cautious when it comes to who sees my mother. She may be our queen, but I oversee the daily matters here in Quintarra.
Yeah, I see. How can I convince you of the urgency of my quest?
You'll have your chance. Forgive me if I seem a little abrupt, but I've many things on my mind today and there's much to be done. Once I've taken care of some of the more pressing matters, I'll talk with you about your needs.
Yeah. Perhaps I could be of service.
Why, yes. It's always a pleasure to work with an elven sister from the outside. We'd love to have your help.
Hey, what can I do?
There is a group of humans camped about a day's journey from here. We know not what they want, but where humans go, trouble usually follows.
Hey, what would you like me to do?
The place they are camped at is called Falcon's Egg, and it is considered a holy place for the elves of Quintarra. We would like you to find out why the humans are there and remove them.
I'll do it. I have a few questions first.
Of course. What would you like to know?
A Falcon's Egg, what sort of place is it?
Falcon's Egg, as I told you, is elven holy ground. Many years ago there was an elven queen, and her name was Falcon. She was out hunting one day and with her bow shot a stag. When she had caught up with it, it was lying next to a pool of water, slowly bleeding from a wound in its side. The stag spoke to her, and within it were the spirits of the elves who had become the soul of the stag, and with her arrow she had pierced both it and them. And they were both sad and afraid, as the stag's life was their own, and when it died, so would they.
So, what did Falcon do?
She could do nothing. She sat with the stag's head in her arms, sang its stories, and washed its wound with her tears. And the ache in her heart grew as the old elven voices faded, grew so much that when they finally passed, she passed with them. Of course. What would you like to know?
How do I get to Falcon's Egg?
It's not far from here. I'll mark your map with the location. Of
Okay.
course. What would you like to know?
These humans, how should they be removed?
It doesn't matter to me how you remove them, but you must understand this. Under no circumstances are you to shed blood on that ground. The spirits there exact their price, and you do not want to pay it. Do you understand? Do not raise your hand against another. Of course. What would you like to know? Splendid. Are you sure you understand what needs to be done? There are a few things that are very important that you know. Good.
Okay, let's take care of this. One sec. We need to save here. That's serious business advice. Don't start a fight here. Don't attack anyone. Who are you? I'm Willem Bench, outdoorsman naturalist, and head of this bunch you see here. And who might you be? I'm Melian. Pleasure. Can I speak with you? Certainly. What are you doing here? I'm a surveyor and this is my team. We're employed by the Torringsdale Logging Company. We're a contract to map out the surrounding lands, which were recently purchased by Torringsdale, and report the usability of its resources. Fairly standard job. We may have a problem here, Mr. Bench. No, really? What might that be? Unfortunately, you're not supposed to be here. I see no problem here, stranger. In fact, I think I'm going to have to ask you to leave. This here is a private property, and you're trespassing. He motions to a few of his cronies, who I use suspiciously. Think I'll be able to persuade you to otherwise? I don't think so, friend. You better find someone else to bother. I have work to do and you're getting in the way. This is elven holy ground. Your presence here is a travesty. He looks around smirking. I don't see any signs here naming the place as such. Damn bleeding hard elves, always trying to save the forest. We are here on solid legal grounds. If the elves have a problem with that, they can bring their complaints to the courts. These are new times and people are just going to have to live with them. I don't think you understand. No, friend, you don't understand. Move along or I'll be forced to take action. Listen, friend, I'm not gonna talk to you about this anymore. I want you to get out of here right now. Okay, we'll have to goad them into attacking, because maybe if I had persuasion higher, we could just convince them to leave. But not with us. Huh, as if I'd take orders from a mongrel like you. What? You're insulting me now. You're trying to my patience. Your blabberings make me sick. Have some dignity, man. Dignity? I'll not be spoken to like that in front of my men. I suggest you apologize, madam. Apologize? I'd sooner kiss a baboon's arse. I'd watch my tongue if I were you, stranger. There's only so much abuse a man can take. So you've nothing to worry about, being as you are. Shut up, shut up. I won't be held responsible for my action if this continues. I've seen tougher barmaids. Go ahead, I dare you to hit me. Okay, everyone, run. I'll certainly will. Don't fudge. Yeah. Don't attack anyone here. Oh, 150 gold. Save. Take a little bit of a look around. Doesn't appear to be of anything of interest, so return to Quintarra immediately. Hopefully this will be enough to gain us admittance to the Silver Lady.
Hello again. It's so very good to see you.
Yeah.
Certainly. How can I help you?
I removed the humans from Falcon's egg.
Thank you very much. Your help in the matter is much appreciated. Now, what was it you needed to speak to my mother about?
It's a long story.
A dark tale full of pain. And it would seem that the blame lies with us, the elves.
There are elves involved. Do you know the name of Mingorad?
I do not, and none of the elves who live here bear it. But it bothers me very much, pulls darkly at my heart and mind. There is another possibility, one I'd rather not think of.
What?
No. You need to speak with my mother of these things. She will know what to do.
Alright, where will I might find her?
She's just beyond the large door behind me. But be warned, my mother is a magical being of great power. Her spirit swims in the flow, and sometimes she is more of that world than this one. What she sees is not always what we see, so her answers might seem strange to you. Ask what you wish to know, and listen. When you're through speaking with her, come and find me.
Okay, thank you for your help. And I think we'll end here, and the next time we'll meet the Silver Lady.